Well, here I am on the shores of the Clyde, Dunoon, and you just see the Dunoon ferry pulling out there, and just on the other side we have the Calmac ferry heading to the Dunoon pier. It's a lovely place to live, very quaint village place to live. In fact, the name Dunoon, it can be argued, comes from an old Gaelic word, Dunoon, which means the resort or the place for strangers, guests, what place where they resort to, because it's really nice. The water is as clear as crystal here as well, you know. And how you doing, sir? And so Ruth and I lived here for 2.5 years back in the 80s, when it was in Holy Loch, which is behind me, and down to the right there was a submarine base, an American submarine base. Holy Loch, that's an interesting turn of phrase, isn't it? You know, where did that name come from? Well, there's lots of different ideas where it came from. Maybe the 6th century Saint Mun, because Kilmun is there, and there's the Church of Saint Mun. That's one possibility where Holy Loch gets its name from. Another name comes from this other name could be derived from the fact that people talk about a boat that came from the Holy Land with soil or sand to help build the cathedral in Glasgow. So maybe that water is as clear as crystal. Look at that, you can just see how clear that water is. And I tell you what, it's clearing up now. I was coming over on the ferry, it was a bit rough, and maybe life's a bit like that sometimes. Life can be a bit cloudy looking and a bit rough looking, but eventually, you know, if you stick with it, things clear up. So Dunoon, place people to resort to. Campbell's, Campbell's were the earls of this area as well. A lot of churches around here, you know, I suppose from the connection with Saint Mun. Now, where did Saint Mun come from? There's an interesting thing. What's like St Patrick or St Kentigern, or not local to Scotland at all. In fact, the rumour has it, or legend maybe has it, that Columbus said that Saint Mun would come from Ireland, but he'd to start up his own monastery. He was too much of a holy man to come to Iona and maybe be the under an abbot there. He should go and start his own monastery and his own work for God somewhere else. And so that's apparently what happened. That's an interesting thing. I'm walking along here, flowers. That's interesting. Flowers on a bench. Let me have a look. Okay, it's dedicated, this bench and the flowers, to somebody who went fishing. There we go, gone fishing. Maybe that was a phrase of his. I was just looking across the Clyde there at those beautiful houses on the far bank. In fact, flats, you know. And then, of course, on the shorefront at Dunoon, there's some really fantastic, great old Victorian houses as well, you know. Maybe even early 20th century. And they go all the way along the shoreline, both ends. You know, a beautiful setting. You've got the hills and the mountains all the way around this area. It's really quite a stunning, beautiful place to come for a little holiday and a little journey into the north of Scotland. People in the Highlands won't thank me for saying that, because they prefer people to probably come up the A9 to through Perth and Dalwhinnie and Pitlochry and Newton Moor and Aviemore. But this is certainly a great way to come as well, going up this side of Scotland, going up Glencoe, the famous Glencoe Massacre. The name Campbell's comes into that somewhere, but we're not really there. Oh, that's where trusted friends come to stay with you, isn't it? And then massacre you in the night because they don't agree with you, and they've been told by the powers that be to teach everybody a lesson by massacring the McDonald's in their sleep at night. Shocking. But anyway, I'm sure they thought they were doing the right thing, or the loyal citizen type thing. Isn't it amazing how people want to really do other people wrong when they don't agree with them, you know? It's a bit like our culture today, isn't it? You know, people talk about respecting other people's ideas, but when I was raised up to respect other people's persons, but not necessarily respect their ideas. That's a huge difference. I can respect a person and yet disagree with their ideas. Take a husband and wife, for instance. Not that me and Ruth have any differences of opinion, but you can respect and love a person while disagreeing with their views. So, for instance, there are some people that think people that live a particular lifestyle should be chucked off the highest mountain, or if not the highest hotel in the town, because of the way they live. Now, I may not respect or agree with their lifestyle, but I respect and I love the individual. That doesn't mean chucking them off a mountain, you know. It seems to me that you can't say I love you as a neighbour and do that to another human being, or to treat people as second-class citizens. While I may respect the person, I don't think that it's respectful to them to believe a belief that puts them into second-class categories, whatever culture or place they come from. You know, treat your neighbour as you would treat yourself. Yeah, you do. And treat your neighbour as you would treat yourself. Jesus said, love one another as I have loved you. And that means, you know, wait a minute. Did he not wash the disciples' feet? That's an interesting point. He washed the disciples' feet. If this Jesus of Nazareth, who's the Son of God, who the Apostle Paul said emptied himself and came and took upon him the form of a servant, and he washed the disciples' feet, the same person that's supposed to have created all things, you know, the second person of the Trinity. It seems to me, it seems to me that maybe, just maybe, that if he could do that, then taking the low road is certainly a lot more beneficial to society if you can humble yourself. That is, it's hard to be humble once you get to the top. It's hard to be humble, isn't it? You know, hard to remember. But you know, we all get there because of other people. Like I'm walking along the prom here, just talking away. Hello. Walking along the prom here, just talking away. Seems quite confidently. It seems nonchalantly. I don't know about that. But you know, I'm just talking away. But I didn't get here on my own. I got here because from school, from church, from parents, from friends, from relatives, people took time to share a little bit with me, you know. Share a little bit with me and talk about what was important in life. And what's important in life seems to be loving your neighbour. This is me travelling in Dunoon. Hey, as I got off the boat and Richard said he'd be home shortly. I've had a bowl of soup, good old bowl of soup. Janice is awesome at making soup. I had a bowl of soup and I said, right, I'm just going to nip out and make a video of Dunoon, a place to visit. As you can see, it stretches for miles. It used to be famous for the Cowell Games, massive games. I remember sometimes there was a couple of hundred piping bands would march along the high street, and that was something to behold and something to listen to. I tell you, Spillermagot, and just 30 miles outside Glasgow, a little place called Dunoon. You catch the boat from Gourock or the passenger ferry from Greenock, or you can drive all the way around, which is a nice drive as well, you know. And I think I maybe go back from here and maybe get through Loch Lomond and up through Glencoe, maybe get a couple of pictures up there, travelling on. Okay, let's Let's see if there's anybody I can talk to. I'm certainly not playing the accordion on a damp day like this when, yeah, I wouldn't want it to affect my accordion, this isn't even the Bonnie Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, so I'm not singing that. I'm not saying I'll take the high road or the low road either. Now I'm prattling, I get that. Hey, you have a good day, and I look forward to hearing from you. Hey, mind and subscribe. You know, I noticed this morning that I've got over 1,000 people watched my last few videos, and when I looked at the subscribers, it was about 36. It seems people like to watch videos but don't subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, don't let it worry you. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Somebody said they should get subscribers, Bill. So I'm just saying, get subscribing. But if you don't, it doesn't matter. Yeah, as long as you enjoy the videos, and maybe you get some thought of wisdom, a little pearl of wisdom for the day from my little talks. Hey, visit Dunoon, lovely place to stay.